Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Call for a motion to second to call the meeting of the Connect Rock Quarters to order. Have a motion? Motion. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion so carried. Brian, would you like to lead us in the pledge of allegiance, please?
Ms. Kennedy. Mrs. Alvarez. Mrs. Mallon.
Present.
Mr. Murphy. Mrs. Napolitano Furno.
Aye.
Dr. Adams. Mr. Coley-Hefar,
Yes.
Mr. Hauser,
Present.
Mrs. Poppy, present. Mrs. Hutchinson,
Present.
Thank you. Need a motion and a second to approve the May 24th, 2022 board meeting? Motion?
Second.
All motion. All in favor?
Aye.
At this point, I'd like to ask the microphone over to Dr. Adams. We can introduce our guest for the evening.
It is so nice to see so many people in the audience tonight. It's always an exciting night to be able to honor our students and their achievements over the course of the year, as well as our retirees who are leaving us after long and distinguished careers, helping, assisting, and making sure that our Connecticut community and our students are ready to go out to the world and make a difference. So please help me welcome, for our first set of recognitions, Mr. Vincent Malafronte, Director of Fine Arts and Music Education.
Good evening. Thank you for taking the time this evening to acknowledge our art and music students for their achievements this year. I'm first going to call up our representatives, students from the high school who got to go to Hershey Park and Six Flags for their Music in the Parks festivals. So if those students who are here representing those groups, when I call your name, please come up. For the Hershey Music Showcase Festival, we had our marching band at first place at the Superior rating. We also had our kick line receive first place in the Superior rating. Along with the kick line, we had three members who were featured for their routine, Alyssa Wright, Maria Carter, and Isabella Fitzgerald. And our color guard also received the first place and superior rating for their routine. For Music in the Parks, we had our orchestra, string orchestra, with a superior rating in second place at the Music in the Parks. And our Connecticut Chorale, they also received a superior rating at the festival in second place, so our Connecticut Chorale.
Congratulations.
We also had students who participated in the BAFA exhibition in Sayville earlier this year, and I'd like to acknowledge those students who participated. We have Camila Rivera, Daniela Hernandez, Isabella Hernandez, Jasenia Abreu, Kira Noon, Melissa Giordano, Noel Gutanella, Ocean Giglio, and Thomas Lucia. Thomas received third place in the printmaking category. Melissa received honorable mention in her ceramics, and Daniela received second place in her ceramics. Okay, we also had a few winners in our PTA reflection this year contest. We had students from Cherokee Street who received a Suffolk Region winner, and they are Adriana Corelli, Samantha Neves, Lilia Patterson, and Amanda Guzman. Yes, Adriana received her award in dance, Samantha in film, Lilia in literature, and Amanda in visual arts. We also had 2 high school winners for the Suffolk region, Joseph McGarty for his film and Melissa Giordano for her visual arts. And Joseph actually went on to the state level as well for the reflections in his film production. So congratulations to them also. We also had some elementary students go to the NYSADA portfolio participants from John Pearl and Idlehour, and I would like to acknowledge those students who went. Eric Longo, Haley Caruana, Gia Tarani, and Paula Shvet, Michael Winter, Mackenzie Johnson, Adeline Tringali, and Phelan Dowd. I do want to take a moment to thank all their teachers for all their hard work to make that happen. Ms. Aglul Rivera for John Pearl Idlehour, our high school staff, Mr. Grandin, Mr. Hargrave, and Mr. Osmers, and our teachers who went on the trips with our students, Mr. Johnson, Ms. Stolberger, Mr. Coffin, Ms. White, Mr. Drinkwater, Mr. Nagel, and Ms. Bay. So thank you for their support, for helping our students get these opportunities. And I know there are too many names to mention, which is a good thing, but we had 64 students selected from our buildings 5 through 12 this year to participate in the Escamilla All-County Festival. Their names will be listed on the website, and they will receive certificates for their participation in that as well, but we're very proud of them and look forward to seeing all their successes next year. So thank you very much.
I would like to invite Mrs. Courtney Huguenin down to present the next award.
Hi, everyone. I brought Mr. Hargrave with me also because he is the student's teacher, so I wanted him to join me in presenting this award. My name is Courtney Huguenin. I'm a school psychologist at the high school. I'm also a board member for the New York Association of School Psychologists, which is also known as NIASP. So each year at the NIASP annual conference, we invite hundreds of school psychologists to gather for professional development on interventions really to support mental health and academic growth for the children in our school communities and the families across the state. So after 2 years of virtual conferences, I'm excited to say that our conference this October will be on Long Island, and it will actually be on Long Island for the first time in decades, so it's very exciting. I'm even more proud to say that one of our ConnectWatt students took the initiative to design the logo that was selected to represent the NIASP 2022 annual conference. So on behalf of NIASP, I would like to honor Rebecca Pelaez-Trejo for sharing her talent and artistry, and you can see the logo up there. Her original design successfully captures the NIASP mission and theme of this conference, which is reflection and renewal with creativity, spark, and attention to detail. So thank you, Rebecca. Come on up.
Dr. Losing? I'm not sure if she's here or not. Oh, there she is. I see you. Come on down.
Thank you. Thank you. We're proud to announce that our science research teacher, Mr. John Halloran, was selected as a STEM star from the Long Island Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics Education Leadership Association. And we awarded this to him for the amazing work that he's done in working with our science research program and reinvigorating this program and make it really a success that it is for our students and giving them such wonderful opportunities.
I think we can give him a round of applause even if he's not here.
You want me to take that for him? Oh, absolutely. And the other recognition that we want to provide here tonight is to recognize 3 of our teachers, our science teachers, who have been designated as master teachers. 2 of them are now master teacher emeritus, and 1 is still running through the program. And it's a wonderful program that really helps our teachers to gain so much professional learning that they can share with their colleagues. And they were selected for this for their excellent work that they've already done in the classroom. And so I'd like to recognize Mr. John Halloran, Mrs. Stephanie Burns, and Mrs. Jessica Conrad. Any more? Okay.
So this is a little bit unusual. The award that I'm about to give out, the recognition, is not for someone who works for us, but the service that they did for one of our community residents is above and beyond. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Joanne Froberg to come on down, and the folks from Suffolk Transportation to come on down with me as I read a little bit of the description of why I'm recognizing Mr. Thomas D'Annunzio tonight. So I really truly believe the absolutely hardest job in any school system is being a bus driver. I know, you can clap for that, absolutely. Think about just you driving in your car with your kids. And now take that, multiply that by 40 plus, knowing that you have to get from one school to the next safely, picking up kids all over the neighborhood, dropping them off at buildings, no matter what the weather. And then just imagine on April 28th, you see a lost little girl. She's on her way to school. You don't recognize her, but you know that she doesn't belong where she's walking. Would you have the presence of mind to stop and pick her up? Because that's exactly what Thomas D'Annunzio did. He realized that this child was far from home, most likely lost. He picked her up. He found out what school she was walking to. It happened to be one of our schools, and he does not drive to our schools. He drives in a neighboring school district. But he had the foresight and the thoughtfulness to make sure that she got back to her school safely. And that is why tonight we give our undying gratitude to Mr. Thomas D'Annunzio for doing the right thing by one of our Connect students. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much.
Come on over. And last but not least, I'd like to invite Mr. Peter Mallory, Director of Health, Physical Education, Athletics, and Recreation, to come on down and give out the next round of certificates.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm very excited to be here to kind of announce what was the exclamation point of a phenomenal spring season. I think last time I was here, I gave a brief summary of our spring season. In the last couple of weeks, we've had some wonderful award ceremonies for our seniors. But certainly, this team and these coaches and the kids I'm about to bring up brought it all home, quite frankly. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Suffolk County Coach of the Year, boys track coach Shelby White, and his assistant Kristen Heischneider. Come on down. And let's bring the boys track team down. Walking down with our coaches is the Suffolk County champions.
Oh, you're good. Behave yourselves.
It's an absolute honor to be up in front of you guys right now with these boys. My name is Shelby White, by the way. This is my assistant, Kristen Heischneider. And we are young coaches as far as experience-wise, but I can tell you right now, these guys have brought us all around the map to every single meet this year where coaches who have been coaching, there are several coaches this season in the county who are retiring with 30-plus year careers, who have come up to us and congratulated us and told us how much of an amazing job they think our boys have done and how much they've accomplished in such a short amount of time. And this is some of these seniors I've had the pleasure of having myself for the total of 4 years. I've only been here for 5. So I got to see these guys grow throughout their entire time here. And I can say this year in particular as well, it's tough. If I could sit here and tell you the whole roster that we finished with, it's a roster of 96 athletes. But keep in mind, this is a one-team varsity sport. There is no JV track here. So when you put that together, it's a lot of athletes, and we actually started with over 140. So to dwindle that down and give you this team that has done unsurmountable things. These guys this year in particular have not seen loss at all. They were 6-0 league champions in the spring. They were Class A county champions this year in the spring as well. Every invitational we went to, we brought home the first place trophy. We went to the freshman and sophomore county championships, to which we took home the first place trophy in both the freshman and the sophomore division. So when I say these guys have not seen loss, I truly mean it. Not a single loss under their belt this season. And they earned every second of it. Like I said, I can name off 96 names right now, but it's hard to wrangle up that many kids. But these guys in particular have done an absolutely amazing job, and yeah, we wouldn't have the accolades we had without them. We did, like Coach Mallory just said, or AD Mallory just said, we did end our season with an exclamation point. We just finished off at the New York State Championships this past weekend, Friday and Saturday, up at Cicero North Syracuse High School, where Jermaine Thompson, a junior on our team, was the county champion in the 200-meter dash with the fastest time in New York State. Not only does he have the fastest time in New York State, he set a new Suffolk County 200-meter record, which was set in 1985. And tomorrow night at the Long Island Meet of Champions, he plans on trying to go for the 100-meter dash as well, which he actually placed second at. So he was the runner-up in that event right before winning the championship in the 200-meter dash. And he has a bright future ahead of him, as well as a ton. We are graduating 22 seniors from this team, many of which are going on to continue their track careers at the next level, D1, D2, and D3. So these guys deserve all the credit, so I don't want to stand here and babble on, but just a big round of applause for these gentlemen. I do just want to say that this is only our second league championship undefeated season, and this is the first time the Connecticut boys track team has ever won a county championship in its entirety. So again, these boys deserve it all. So much. Thank you.
Although the students we're about to recognize have already received some accolades, I would like to introduce Cheryl Sosa, our Director of E&L and World Languages, to speak about the sheer amount of students that we had be successful this year in achieving the seal of biliteracy.
Thank you. Good evening. I brought my village with me. Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight about some of the achievements and successes of our world language students. This year, we were able to reinstate the FLES program. Guys, come closer. This year, we were able to reinstate the FLES program for interested 3rd and 4th grade students throughout the district. There were over 440 students who participated in this program. I am delighted that in September, we will expand our program to include 5th graders as well. So thank you for that. The Lunch and Learn program offers our students the opportunity to learn about Spanish-speaking cultures and introduces them to language learning. We have amazing FLES teachers, Senor Bedell, Senora Rule, Senora Mendez Chicas, and Senora Lombardi. They inspire our students with lots of fun, learning, not only learning about language, but also about cultural practices and products. New York State enjoys a rich linguistic and cultural diversity. Statewide, our students speak over 200 languages. Recognize the importance of this diversity, the New York State Legislature established in 2012 the New York State Seal of Biliteracy. This recognition is awarded by the Commissioner of Education to students achieving a high level of proficiency in 2 or more world languages, one being English. The seal is affixed to the student's diploma upon graduation. The New York State Seal of Biliteracy affirms the value of diversity in a multicultural society. It encourages the study of languages as well as prepares students with 21st century skills. This year, we have 85 students who have earned the New York State Seal of Biliteracy, 4 earning in multiple languages. Earning the seal requires students continue their language learning at the intermediate level, evidence proficiency in English, as well as completing an investigatory project in the target language. Students are required to select a topic under the guidance of their teachers, research the topic, culminating in a presentation to peers and teachers on the Seal of Biliteracy Committee. This year, our students selected a variety of amazing topics. Some among them are the role of art in society, the Holocaust, fascism, workers' rights, dance, music, fairy tales, and mental health. I had the privilege to sit in on most of the presentations and was so impressed with the quality of work our students produced. The value of being multilingual, right, guys? I'm so proud of all of you for overcoming some of the stresses you've experienced over the past 2 years, and we're able to present, which is not easy in your own language, but to do it in another language is quite a feat. So bravo, bravi, really, right? Okay, at this time, I would like to recognize the teachers at the college level who have spent so many hours sharing their passion and love for language learning. The Seal of Biliteracy is not only a major feat for the students, but also for the teachers. So I would like to thank Senor Arias, who's here tonight, Senora Fusco, who's here tonight, Senora Santi, Senora Rakowski, Senora Roy Caffrey, Mademoiselle Kramer. I got everybody right? Okay. Because without their passion and dedication, this could not happen. So if you will indulge me, I'm not going to read all of the 85 students that are on, that earned the seal. Thank you, Mrs. Kennedy and Mrs. Napolitano-Ferno and Mr. Colihifar for coming to our award ceremony. It is on the website. We have a beautiful picture, all the names. But I have a few students who would like to share some of the trials that they went through in their experience. But first, I would like to introduce Aiden Woods, who's going to speak about the elementary program.
Hola, me llamo Aiden. I am a student from Cherokee Elementary School, and I participated in the Spanish program in 3rd and 5th grade. And my favorite things to do there were hang out with my teachers, but some of the projects I liked to do were the Days of the Week project, where we had to video ourselves saying the days of the week in Spanish, and drawing a monster by picking numbers 1 through 7 and matching them up with body parts so we can create our own monster. What I loved about this program was connecting with the teachers and just getting to hang out with my friends in general and learning Spanish together. I'd also like to keep learning Italian and Spanish in middle school if I can get the chance. Why I think we should keep doing this is because it broadens kids' horizons and it respects other cultures by, if you visit their state or country, you can speak in their language without using a phone or any technology, which gives them much respect. Broadening their horizons would give them a chance to figure out what they want to do with their future and give them a chance to learn more. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, each student is going to come up and they promise to be brief, but I think it's really important to hear what they delved into because the content was not fluff. It was very deep content, and the kids came away with a tremendous learning curve. Okay, just step up and introduce yourself. All right.
Buonasera. My name is Stacy Vilka. The Foreign Language Department has some of the most welcoming and generous teachers. Due to scheduling issues, I wasn't able to take college Italian. Instead of giving up on me, Mrs. Sosa, Mrs. Santi, and Mrs. Fusco found a way to allow me to take an Italian elective and to take the FEEL. For my FEEL, I conducted a research project about the influence of Giacomo Casanova. I was curious about the term Casanova and how it was used in present-day dialogue, songs, and books. And not only did it teach me my presentation skills, but it also taught me how to work independently, which is something that I need for college. Thank you, Mrs. Santi, for guiding me throughout this project and presentation.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Natalie Jo Pedersen, and for the past 6 years, I have enjoyed studying different cultures within the language department in the Connecticut School District. I not only found a newfound love for language and culture, but also found a home within the department. The teachers are some of the most supportive, personable, and fun people in the school, and have enjoyed so many I have enjoyed so many new doors being opened to exploring global studies and learning about life itself. The seal of biliteracy is one of the biggest obstacles for language students to achieve because it not only includes researching in another language, but also speaking, presenting, and answering questions in that language based on your research. However, the seal is a very rewarding experience because it not only helps improve your language skills and polish all of the skills that you have already learned throughout the years, but it also helps you to see the culture of your language through your own research and that of your classmates. Being in the language department for so long has taught invaluable things about life and what is most important by looking at life from different global and cultural perspectives. The teachers in the language department deserve a big thank you for all that they do for their students and all of the things that they have taught us, whether that be through grammatical rules for conjugating verbs or for making the important things in life part of their students' lives.
Buongiorno. My name is Danielle Ropelt. I earned my seal of biliteracy in Italian. I'm in the college course. I earned it in, I think, January. My project was based off of the Holocaust, and it was about a 3-month project. I had to find a few articles, all in Italian, some listening sources, and a visual source. So I had to also choose a piece of artwork. This project has helped me broaden my skills so much, but I didn't just do it alone. My teachers helped me so much, and I wouldn't be able to get to where I am today without them. And this seal has taught me so much, and it's really showed me how strong my love is for the language. And now, next year, when I go to college, I will be minoring in it.
Good evening. My name is Luciano Calvosa. I have also received my seal of biliteracy in the college Italian course, which I also received it in January as well, as Danielle just said. I based my project based on the beliefs of fascism and how the Italian people were able to express their true opinions through art, but when I was researching for my project, I did not find any specific pieces of art that related to fascism. There was an overall art movement called Novecento Italiano that basically expressed mixed feelings / emotions about how they took fascism. Some people were happy about fascism, and some people did not believe in it. But I'm very grateful for Ms. Fusco for helping me throughout the past couple of months, because without her, I would not be standing here in front of you, in front of the board tonight.
Hi, my name is Anthony Jackalone. I'm a graduating Connecticut senior this year, and I'm going to Stony Brook University for music and political science. I can say confidently that in the 6 years that I've taken foreign language at Connecticut, I've become more overall well-rounded and competent as both a student and an individual. Coming to school and switching on a completely new part of my brain every day, even if just for 40 minutes, has provided me with an invaluable and unique skill set which will allow me to communicate with many more people in a diverse and increasingly more connected world. For me, learning the basics and fundamentals in middle school with Ms. Padovan, even up to the rigorous preparation with advanced vocabulary for the Seal of Biliteracy with Ms. Roy Caffrey, my experience in the Connecticut Foreign Language Department has been a significant challenge but greatly rewarding. Committing to studying a work of art for the Seal of Biliteracy project at such a deep level provided me with a unique learning experience and historical insight which I will not soon forget. I'm extremely grateful to the department as a whole, especially my teachers who have made such a commendable effort toward giving us students an education in foreign language that was both enjoyable and practically successful and useful.
Hi, good evening. My name is Isabel Portilla, and I have been taking Spanish with Connecticut for the past 6 years. I have been able to experience what Spanish learning is like outside of my family. For the majority of my life, I haven't been able to read or write in Spanish because we only spoke Spanish within my family. But coming into Connecticut, it gave me the opportunity to learn how to read and write in Spanish, which has become a great help in communicating with my family. I am in my junior year and has given me the chance to take college Spanish and take the Seal of Biliteracy. The Seal of Biliteracy gives you the full experience of what it's like to speak and write in your language. You have to learn to present, write, and answer any given questions in Spanish. This helped to improve my reading and writing, allowing me to utilize all I have learned. Thank you to all my teachers who have helped me with the last couple of years. That has helped me with my Seal.
Hi, my name is Dana Singh. I've attended Connecticut for the past 5 years. Throughout that time, I've had an amazing experience with my foreign language teachers. I enjoyed it so much that I took a second language as soon as I got to high school. I began taking French in 9th grade and never regretted it. French quickly became my favorite class because of who my teacher was. I always found languages interesting, and my teachers made learning them so much fun. I know that I will benefit greatly from the time I've put into learning these languages. Many of us will be able to go out into the real world and be able to seal biliteracy. This allowed us to use what we learned and give us recognition for the work we've put in for the past several years. My time with Connecticut Foreign Language Department has been such a pleasure and a rewarding experience. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Emily Moore, and I earned the Seal of Biliteracy through my Spanish class this past year. The Seal process was extremely unique and overall very beneficial in the end. At first, I was intimidated by the process and the presentation, but with Senor Arias' help, I was successfully able to earn the Seal. Senor gave us a few broad topics to choose from, including things such as sports and healthcare. I chose to research the healthcare crisis in Venezuela and how this affected the general population. Being able to choose something that I was interested in made this process more enjoyable. If it wasn't for the support of all my Spanish teachers throughout the years, like Miss Maxim, Miss Senia, Miss Trainer, Miss Roy, and Senor Arias, I don't think I would have been able to handle this type of presentation. I especially want to thank Senor Arias for helping me through this process and answering my remind messages no matter what time of day it was. This experience is something that I'm extremely grateful for and something that has prepared me for future presentations in college next year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Laura Murphy, and I earned the Seal of Biliteracy in my Spanish class. When I first heard about the Seal, I was dreading every part of it, getting overwhelmed with the amount of work that I would soon have in front of me. Our teacher asked us to pick a painting from one of the 3 Mexican muralists that she recently taught us about and explain to her, along with a panel of other teachers, what the painting was about. The 3 Mexican muralists were David Alfaro Siqueiros, Diego Rivera, and Jose Orozco. We weren't allowed to read from our slides, which added another level of difficulty. My painting was called La Llegada de Cortés, or The Arrival of Cortés, and showed the mass change that the conquistadors and the Spanish brought to the Aztec Empire when they arrived. I honestly really enjoyed the project once I got started and I got the hang of it because it was cool that I could connect what I learned in history class to Spanish, and I felt confident in presenting this to my class and the teachers. I truly could not have done it without my Spanish teacher, Senora Rakowski. She would literally answer my emails at 10:30 at night or over the weekend or whenever I needed, even if it was just a stupid question, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bella Haran. This year, my classmates and I that had college Spanish were asked to take on the task of the Seal by Literacy. For the Seal, my teacher asked us to talk about something else going on in a different country that was Spanish speaking. When I went to ask my friends about what they were doing, it was a different project than what I was assigned. My teacher gave us more freedom in a topic for us to pick for our project. I chose to talk about online learning abroad. I decided to research about Cuba and Mexico and how they learned compared to how people in America did. Doing this, my project made me come to more of a realization of how good we had it during online learning and COVID compared to how other countries like Mexico and Cuba had it. I thought I was going to be overwhelmed by this project, but my teacher was very involved in helping us and making sure it wasn't just thrown at us to do. He gave it to us little by little, which honestly helped me get this done in a way that I wouldn't give all my effort. Even to the day of me presenting, my teacher had helped me when I had blinked out, and he took me outside to the class to talk to me and told me I could just go tomorrow. I then came back for the next day ready to present and go through my presentation. Thank you to Senor for pushing me through and making me know that it's okay to fail and keep trying for the next day. I'm so thankful for having a teacher like you.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Rivera. Since 7th grade, I've had the privilege to pursue learning a new language. I chose Spanish because my grandparents are all from Puerto Rico and my parents were always able to speak Spanish fluently. I'm proud to say pursuing Spanish has been one of the greatest decisions I've ever made. In my first few years of Spanish, I learned how to conjugate, order food at a restaurant, and hold simple conversations. As I got into advanced Spanish, I learned how to conjugate different tenses of words and cultures in South America. Upon entering my senior year, I knew that I had to present a project in order to get this thing called the Seal by Literacy. When it was initially explained to me, I assumed it would be a typical research project, but I was quickly proven wrong. My class was tasked with choosing a painting by these 3 monumental Mexican artists. I never even heard of any of them, and only decided to pick the guy who shared the same last name as me, Diego Rivera. Diego Rivera was a controversial painter who was never afraid to speak his mind and express himself constantly through his work. He wasn't traditional and spoke about very taboo topics, from vaccinations to war to different forms of government like communism. Researching murals painted by Diego Rivera, I found one that was in English. I decided to do this one because I didn't have to translate it. The mural I decided to do was the Detroit Industry. I'm not done yet, sorry. The Detroit Industry mural, which happened to be one of the most controversial works. I had gotten into the project believing it would be about the rapid industrialization of Detroit and the automobile industry. I was wrong. In the 27 panels filled with color and meaning, Rivera paints pictures of the development of society and how it has been enhanced and revolutionized through technology, from nuclear weapons to vaccination to the assembly line. When I found out that my parents were going to take me to Michigan to visit Michigan State University, I was ecstatic. I was eager to take a plane and travel to the college and see it. I spent 4 days in Michigan. The first day I went to see a baseball game in East Lansing. The last day of the trip, I was going to admitted students day. The college was packed with thousands of kids wearing Canada Goose jackets in late April. It was so cold. On that day, there was a schedule of what was happening around the campus that kids were able to do, from going on door tours to making T-shirts. After that was all done, everyone was given 4 tickets to attend Michigan State football game for free. Keep in mind, Michigan State had the 9th best program in the nation. It seemed like a no-brainer to go to the game and enjoy the experience. But then, for whatever reason, I remember my Spanish project. I thought about what an amazing experience it would be to see a work of art that spoke to me so deeply. And so I made my parents drive an hour and a half south of East Lansing just to see a painting. It sounds bizarre, but yes, I did it. I wanted to see it because it has meaning. Art is a form of expression just like the language of Spanish, or any language for that matter. Sorry. When I got to the museum and saw it in person, I was left speechless. It was so intricate and gigantic, it really resonated with me, especially after researching it since the beginning of September. I was so happy to see it that I even had a lovely conversation with an educator named Grace. She was shocked by how much I knew, from hidden symbols to different painting techniques. It was so good to have a conversation like that because at the end of the day, communication in this world enhances society. To be able to speak about different perspectives, not only in English, but in Spanish, is something that I will use for the rest of my life. I'm truly thankful to have pursued higher levels of learning in Spanish since 7th grade. It has allowed many doors to be opened, from being able to talk to foreign entrepreneurs about business, to being able to speak to the kitchen staff at my job. I'm truly thankful for the SEAL for opening an even bigger lens in my life. Lastly, I would like to thank all my Spanish teachers that I've had. These cords that I wear today aren't just reflective of my work as a student, but the influence and the impact that you ladies and gentlemen have had on me and my peers. Your dedication and diligence to making this world a more diverse and integrated place will not go unnoticed. Thank you for your time and have a good night.
Thank you so much for indulging us with the time. These kids did amazing work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sosa, for showcasing the students. This is something you don't see on a daily basis. I think you guys did a great job. I'm very proud. I'm very proud to be a board member when I see this. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Now I lost Mr. Kolahifar. There he is. Okay. Our final presentation of tonight, please let me introduce Mr. Reza Kolahifar.
Good evening, Board Trustees, Superintendent Adams. Tonight, it's impressive what all these students that we saw today can do. But with that comes much support from their teachers, the principals, the custodians, the food service workers, and many other aspects of the employment here in Connecticut. Tonight, what we would like to do is we would like to honor those of us, I say those of us like I'm retiring, I'm not, those of them who are retiring as the retiring class of 2022. There are many of them here tonight. So when I call your name, if you would please come down. And afterwards, we have a little celebration with cake. Because I was in charge of the cake, I picked chocolate. So if you're allergic, I apologize. But
I appreciate chocolate.
yeah. So our first retiree that I'd like to honor is an aide. Her name is Diane Reyes. Diane, if you're here, can you please come down? What's that? We have them up there. Diane is an aide at John Pearl, and she will be retiring at the end of this year. Congratulations. Take me with you. Our next retiree is a teaching assistant from Boston, who actually she retired back in January, Cynthia Mayer. Cynthia, you here? Cynthia, congratulations. As has been told to me, you look 10 years younger now that you're retired. Good for you. Our next set of retirees are from the Transportation Department. Retiring at the end of June is Mr. Anthony Pitka. A fellow retiree from the Transportation Department, he did retire back in February, is Mr. Robert Erdman. Congratulations. We do have several teacher retirements in the audience tonight. We'll start off with music teacher, Mr. Peter Tarsoli. Tarsoli, excuse me. Our next teacher is an elementary teacher from Boston, retiring at the end of this year, Miss Marianne Nordland. Our next teacher retiring is an elementary teacher, also from Boston, retiring at the end of this year, Miss Colleen Malone. And with us tonight are 4 of our 5 administrative retirements. I will announce each of them separately. It's Ms. Suzanne White, principal at John Pearl Elementary. Did I say Suzanne? I'm sorry, Susan.
How many years,
You're
Mrs. White?
retiring. What do you care, right?
Mrs. White, how many years?
33. 33 is the principal at John Pearl.
33 years. Congratulations.
The next administrator retiring is Miss Bethany Rizzo, math chairperson, district-wide. Retiring is the STEM chairperson, district-wide, is Dr. Mary Losing. I got the doctor. And our final administrative retirement for the year, principal at OBMS, Miss Susan Bailey. Suzanne Bailey. I call her Sue. So. I don't believe there are any other retirees in the audience, are there? Oh, I'm sorry, Liz Whitson, you're here. I apologize. Yeah. It's up in my...
Connecticut is a special place, but it's special because of the people. You have all been here. You've given us hundreds of years of service collectively, and I cannot thank you enough for the lives that you have touched, because you have changed lives, every single one of you, whether it was with the smile in the morning when you greeted them at the bus, or the detention that you gave them for being rude, and that made them change their life. You have all touched thousands of students, and I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of our heart for what you have done for Connecticut. Enjoy your next chapter.
Bob. There have been many other retirees that I would like to honor as well. I would like the board to honor. And there is a short, I think it's like a 4-minute video that I would like to show before we break for cake. So retirees, please don't leave. I know you want to rush out of here, but we do have cake for you. And as I said, there is a short video. So Christina, if you could play that video, that would be great. Thank you.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Motion and a second for a break, 5-minute break.
I need a motion and a second to take a 5-minute break. If the board's not here, so second, all in favor? Aye.
Second.
So.
Yay, thanks. Doreen's taking it back. I'm going to have a feast in the office tomorrow.
A motion and a second to reconvene public session. Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, we're going to go on to discussion items. Reimagining Sequest. Mrs. Poppy? Well, Mrs. Poppy knows all about it.
Yeah, I put it on and just for Ms. Poppy to discuss.
To talk about Sequest? I'm sorry, couldn't hear you. Sure. So we have thus far hosted 2 committee meetings to reimagine Sequest. And during the last committee meeting, I indicated to the participants that we are prepared to move forward with launching a reimagined Sequest in 2022, 2023. We have 2 teachers who will be facilitating the program. On the recommendation of the committee, we have adjusted the criteria for students to enter into the program to include an objective IQ screener, as well as a couple of other measures, including the students' performance on our internal universal screener that we use for all students in K through 5, as well as some qualitative feedback from their teachers. So next year's Sequest class will include 4th and 5th graders, and we'll be moving forward with writing curriculum this summer and establishing that group of students who qualify for entrance into the program, as well as determining where the program will be housed. That was the other major conversation that came out of our committee meetings. It was the location of the program, and the committee made the overall recommendation that the program remain housed in the individual elementary buildings. So our principals are currently getting creative in terms of where the program will take place. There are some scheduling concerns that will take place over the summer and some negotiation that will take place over the summer. But we're aiming for approximately a once-a-week exposure to Sequest, which is the way that the traditional program operated. In addition, we are going to be looking at some opportunities for children within the program to kind of collaborate across the district. One of the items of feedback that was particularly interesting from the committee was that parents of children in the smaller elementary buildings were eager for their kids to have opportunities to interact with like-minded children across the school district. So I know that our teachers who are working into the program will be including those types of opportunities as they write curriculum this summer.
So in September, I'm assuming that you'll be hitting the ground running. So would a letter go home to parents, I'm assuming 4th and 5th grade, and say, do you have an interest in Sequest? Here are the steps would be taken in order to be accepted or not accepted into the program. So that, I'm assuming that letter would probably go out in September?
That's correct. At this time, I had written a letter to parents of students in current grades 3 and 4 to indicate that we would be conducting the IQ screener this June. And so the next steps would be a letter home in September once we determine the enrollment. The program and essentially reignite it in our schools.
Oh, so you're starting the screening in June, this June?
The IQ screening process,
Wow. Okay.
yes.
And now this is obviously opt-in or opt-out, if a parent
Correct.
chooses to, okay.
Absolutely. So there'll be some notification once the determinations have been made for student candidacy, and then we'll kind of take it from there. You know, there is traditionally a set of, you know, expectations and a set of information that is communicated to parents. We want, obviously, for that to be able to happen. There will be will occur in September. Thank you for asking about that. The teachers who are facilitating the program will certainly be writing the curriculum over the summer. I know they have some project-based ideas in mind already, and they're continuing to think about, how to facilitate the program and what's in the best interest of the students, providing them with new exposures to curricular material that's going to challenge them in ways that are different from their regular educational experience.
Yeah, so usually it's like fun and creative.
I have to say that all of this is really a testament to the work that our teachers who facilitated the Sequest program in past years have put into the program, in growing the name, in growing the program, in making determinations that were really in the best interest of the set of students who they served. So it is an honor and a pleasure to kind of pick up that charge with this new set of teachers and to move forward and provide these types of experiences for our students. I feel very fortunate to have been involved in the process this spring. Absolutely, 100%. We're going to be inviting the board in. We'll also do some nice promotions on the district's website and social media platforms.
I'm sorry, what was the last question? I couldn't, I'm sorry. I couldn't.
And we absolutely will.
And Mylan, they're doing it they're hopefully doing it in all the elementary schools rather than busing them to one.
I actually have a question about that. Is that set in stone? Because I almost see it as a benefit to those students to be with other students from other schools together, as opposed to taking the 4 or 5 from each school and just having them together once a day. Like, they would get so much more from each other having had it the way it was, like housing them all together in one school. Is that set in stone?
So the recommendation of the committee was to bring the program into the individual elementary buildings. And look, I think there are pros and cons in both kind of scenarios. We received some feedback that students experienced some discomfort in being kind of extricated from their home building and having the Sequest experience in another building. That was a challenge for some students historically, but I will say that I think that the curricular pieces that I just spoke about with Mrs. Augelis regarding opportunities for these students to connect through the program will take place, and I think should kind of give some of the opportunities for kids to interact with one another that you're describing.
So it is set in stone. It's not it's happening definitely at the individual schools.
And there's one other piece. So that's what we are planning for right now. However, there is a component of this that is going to be determined by enrollment, right? You use the numbers 4 and 5, right? And so we really do have to look at the number of students in each building that demonstrate their candidacy through those multiple measures that I described earlier, and then potentially make adjustments if we have an enrollment that wouldn't be beneficial to this type of program, right? We recognize the need to have a number of students who are able to interact. And if the number is minimal in especially some of our smaller buildings, then we can reevaluate it and kind of take some steps in order to assuage that concern.
Right, because I feel like the homeschool teacher will still face the challenges of the child not being in the class. But I think that having them in their home school, maybe the teacher will be like, oh, just let little Johnny take the math test real quick before he goes down. Where as opposed to if they're bused to a program, they're bused to the program and then they get the full benefit of the program. That's just my opinion.
You know, there might not be enough students to fill up each school. That's when I think they're going to put them together, especially the first year going back.
Right, that's what Christina was just
So
saying.
if there's 2 or 3 sites, it's still a change, I think.
We definitely have to look at the pool of candidates first and make some determination based off of those numbers. So we'll be doing that work, we'll be engaging with that work. It's exciting work. I know that the teachers who are facilitating the program are really very much looking forward to helping and providing input for those types of decisions as well.
Well, I'm happy it's back, and thank you for your work and the committee. Okay, we're going to Flag Day. Jackie?
Today, Marisol and myself, we got to visit Slocum for Flag Day. Unfortunately, we would have loved to, I know I would have loved to go to all of the Flag Days, but with all of the different issues with time and what was going on all day with the seniors walkthrough, so I'm going to tie them in together, actually. I went to the seniors walkthrough this morning at Cherokee. Again, I wish they were at all different times. I would have went to others. I know that Marisol went to Sycamore. She can speak about that. It was awesome at Cherokee. They walked, the kids loved it. It's so unique. It's really something that I'm so glad we brought in a few years ago because we had seen it, I remember, on social media, and we've spoken about it. It's something that you see the little kids' eyes light up seeing the kids all in their caps and gowns. It really inspires the little kids that, hey, that's going to be me in a couple years. And really, it's a lot of years, but for them, it gives them something to look forward to and like what they inspire to be. Whereas, and then you see the big kids who get to see that all the challenges, the struggles, and everything they have had to really go through, especially with the pandemic and everything in the years from kindergarten all the way up to their senior year, they get to see, look at what I accomplished. Look at me now. They looked amazing. It was something that was seeing all the teachers come out and taking pictures with them and all the kids hugging their old teachers. It's just a bond that could never be broken. And honestly, I'm so happy I got to go to at least one of the schools to see it. Great job. Flag Day. Slocum, great job. Loved that they had first responders. They had military in uniform. Amazing job. I wish I saw more Flag Days across the district as something that I know Dr. Adams, we had put on, maybe something Christina could look at because it was something Dean used to do, is we made sure that all of the patriotic holidays were recognized in every school, especially elementary. I know today was more, also with the testing, it didn't help, but to have all the elementary schools do something. I did hear that Idlehour did an amazing job too. I'm sorry I didn't get there because of the walkthrough. There was all the conflicts in time. But I would love to see more schools doing more for days like Flag Day than seeing them do less. I know that some schools do bigger Veterans Day. Some schools, they choose one. But it would be nice to tie in curriculum to these patriotic holidays like we have in events to show the kids why they're so important.
I watched the Boston one video.
I loved that Basti, you know, it was so great. I came out of Cherokee and I hit the button and I was able to watch it right there in the parking lot of Cherokee. And I got to tell you, you know what I liked about Basti a lot? That each grade sang a different song. That was amazing. That was a great job. Thank you for reminding me, Lee.
Sure, I'll speak of the Sycamore walkthrough. So that one was emotional for me as my son was part of one of the graduates walking through his elementary school. But like Jackie said, to see the look of accomplishment and pride on their faces was amazing. They were high-fiving the students, hugging the teachers, explaining to them what they were going to do next, where they were going to go to school, where they got a job, what BUSI certificate they got. It was just amazing to watch, and just the pride on their faces and the smiles. It really is such a great event for all these students.
So it's nice to see that things are coming back. You know, my daughter was 2020, so they missed the graduation. Well, they did the drive-by graduation, but the prom. But to me, that was a very sentimental part of, like, leaving your last bus ride. You know, so I got to miss all that stuff. But it's nice that they bring that.
And I got on the bus to take a picture of all the seniors for their last bus ride. I'm that mom.
You know what it is too? I think people don't even realize it's like this is so it's such like a special moment. The only thing I'm going to advocate for next year, and I know I'm not going to be favorable right now, but I really don't care. I really would like to see the parents be allowed in the hallways. I mean, even if we keep the parents in the man trap, even if you keep the parents in the front of the building, I mean, granted, for the school I was in, I videoed their kids and then sent it on a social media site for Connecticut High School. But it would be nice for them to be able to see. I mean, it's not as many kids as we have other events where we invite parents in. So I don't see a reason why we can't have the seniors' parents line one hallway and like be able to look. I'm not saying they could like walk around the school with the kids and everything, but be able to see, which is what I did. I stood in the front, videoed, and then I walked down one hallway so that when they came around the horseshoe, I could video them coming at me. Why would not let the parents see their kids, even if they stand at the gym, like say for Cherokee, I'm using the gym, and the kids are coming at them, they get to video and see their kids. I mean, it's important to have the parents involved and their loved ones involved too. Important for the little kids, important for the big kids. It's also important for that. I felt bad that they were standing outside. I wasn't a fan of that.
Jackie, if I may, to your point, our incredible IT team was on site in all 7 of our elementary schools for the senior walkthrough today, and they are polishing off a compilation video of the students, and so we will be sending that out through the high school to the parents of seniors so that they're able to see what the interior experience was like. We made the decision to universally have parents outside of the buildings today for safety and security concerns, just to manage from a managerial standpoint with a number of our buildings did have Flag Day ceremonies that were scheduled on top of a safe and secure way.
Well, I absolutely love the idea that you guys did that, so thank you. And could you please send that link also to the board? I would love to see that. But I'm going to make this pretty much another advocating moment. I never want to see Flag Day the same day as the senior walkthrough again. That's something I'd advocate whether I'm here or on the other side, because as far as I'm concerned, we don't do things on days that we have other things going on like that. I understand that I was told June is a tough month. And while I absolutely love the senior walkthrough, and I did, I don't think it should be on the same day as Flag Day. So that scheduling, in my opinion, was a big problem because it takes away from, like what you're saying, the schools have to rush, and you don't want them to be rushing the seniors either. So you want a balance. I think one event a day at the building should be going on. And I don't think we should take away Flag Day for one, but I also don't think you should ever take away the senior moments for them. There's ways to do it where it could have been on a different day. Okay? Next year it absolutely will be. Linda already looked it up for me, so it's definitely on a different day next year. I have one more statement I'm going to read. Is everybody done talking? Okay. All right, so in light of my favorite word, transparency, I'm going to give the district some transparency. An update on our negotiations. The CTA leadership has indicated that the next time they are available to meet with the district is in September of 2022. I wanted to share this in order to keep the community informed of the status of the teachers' negotiations for purposes of transparency. I just wanted to give the community transparency so that they understand what's going on, since we do have people questioning what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. We can only meet when we're given dates that are able to meet. Our schedule is open. The board has even stated we are willing to come to the table. We all heard that at a meeting that I was here, and I said that, and other board members, the board as a whole stated we were fine with that. I just wanted to make sure that the district was aware. We will be negotiating again, but they did not give us any dates until September of 2022.
The consent agenda? If not, I'm not going to read the speech. Okay, so we go to call for a motion in a second to improve instructional and non-instructional personnel. But 16 will be a separate vote. Is that what you wanted? Put it on. All together, okay. As presented, may I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion so carried. We're moving on to financial matters. I call for a motion and a second to approve financial matter items 2 through 7 as presented. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion so carried. I call for a motion to approve items 2 through 29. Motion?
Motion.
I have a question.
I do too.
Well, second?
Second.
Okay, any questions?
Yeah, I wanted to know what number 23, messenger papers. Is that something new? Are we taking on a new newspaper? And what is that in regards to? Are we still using Newsday and, what was it, the New York Times?
That usually goes on the
So,
July.
Ms. Napolitano, I put an ad, the HR office put an ad in the messenger paper for bus drivers and other papers that weren't approved. So we are continuing to put ads in papers like Newsday if needed, or the New York Times, but this was one that was not on an originally approved list, but we felt that let's get it out there.
No, that's great, because it is a local paper, and I think that's great. I actually think you'll probably get more local people from something like that. Even the Penny Saver, I know, is a good one, too.
We're hopeful that that will be the case. We ran it for 4 weeks, and it's certainly cheaper than Newsday or something like that. So we're hoping to get a good turnout from that.
Yeah, Facebook.
Thank you, wonderful.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Number 7, and I guess number 7 and 8. So we have the preschool budget. We have the preschool budget. Is it on? Of $1,081,000, and then we have the other one, the summer handicap budget. I know that we receive funds for this, or so are we in the black or the red?
That's a good question. The 4410, are we on the black or the red in the 4410 in the preschool CAPS program?
So we are in the black. I would have to get you with a specific number, but we're not operating in a deficit.
Okay, so for both programs, right? We're not operating in a deficit.
Correct.
Oh, very good, because I'm thinking years prior we were.
Yeah, especially with the CAPS program.
Yeah, okay, so that's good. That's good stuff. Okay.
Okay, before we go on the vote, I want to acknowledge Mrs. Black. We didn't acknowledge her. She's going to be the new assistant principal at OBM. You're going to be a dynamite team. We're going to miss Sue. but we know that you left it in good hands with the Dynamite team that now will start next year. So good luck, everybody. Okay, so now I need a
Hold on, I have a question.
Okay, what number?
Number 5. Can somebody explain that to me, please?
Contract service agreement, GB language.
Christina, you want to, or you want me to? GB Language is a translation service that we use for interpreting and for some documents.
What?
It's a translation service.
Translation, when you have parents that can't speak, that speak other
Thank you.
languages, it is a translation service.
There's about 59 different languages on Long Island right now, so we don't have people that speak all of them. So we do have to have a translation service for some of them.
So I actually had another question. So with the SCOPE K through 12 Summer Enrichment Program, give me a little bit more detail, and was there a lot of interest from our students?
I'm thrilled that you asked. This SCOPE Summer Enrichment Program, entitled Summer Around the World 2022, is being funded through the American Rescue Plan. There is an amount of money within our ARP funding that is designated for summer enrichment opportunities for students. This will allow the district to offer 2 weeks worth of programming at the conclusion of the summer, free of charge, for the first 240 enrollees. We anticipate that the program will take place in the high school. It will be a morning program, and we have set opportunities for our younger learners, K through 5, some opportunities for our middle school age children, and we also included some opportunities that are a little bit more academic in nature for our high school students.
So what's the hours? Is it like a 93 kind of day?
9 to 12.
Oh, it's a half day.
It's a half day. We also were able to include a student volunteer program in that offering, wherein students can earn, service hours for their particular programs and organizations that they belong to. It is offered entirely through SCOPE, and so SCOPE manages the program for the district. With those monies, we'll be able to offer a similar opportunity next summer, again, free of charge. And again, these monies are required to be spent in this manner. So you may see other local districts offering something similar over the summer, and this is the bucket of money that we're all pulling from. So am I. I'm thrilled to be able to offer it to the community. It's great.
What are some of the courses being offered?
So for instance, for our students entering grades kindergarten and 1, they can take courses like Lego engineering, primary storybook STEAM, summer arts and crafts. Again, they're all enrichment-based. They're fun academic, I'll call it. Students in grades 2 to 3 can take a storybook STEAM course, jewelry design, sculpting, and clay creations. Our students in 4th and 5th grade, entering 4th and 5th, can take extreme STEAM and makerspace, rocketry and retro science, art and origami. Our middle school age students can take comic book and graphic novel design, chocolatiering, the extreme STEAM course, amongst others. And our high school age students, we are offering college essay writing opportunities for them, as well as SAT prep opportunities for them, and a paint night in the morning opportunity for them to enjoy as well.
How is this?
I love the SAT part of it. Now, are you sending an email home to families? So, 240, I think you're going to fill this up very quickly.
I believe so as well. So we were waiting for board approval this evening. As long as you approve the program, we'll go ahead and publicize it.
But I love the SAT prep because it's very, I did SAT prep for my kids. It's very expensive. So you're offering something for free. I can imagine a lot of kids would take advantage of that.
I imagine so as well. So we'll get to the advertising as long as the board approves the programming.
So now it's first come, first served, 240, and then you get 241.
Correct. That's on Scope. So Scope actually manages, the nice part about that is that Scope manages the enrollment and the status and the money aspect of it for us, and they'll be able to make the determination. It will be possible for students to enroll in only one course. They don't have to enroll in two. So there may be some flexibility there, but on the back end of that enrollment process, Scope will know where their thresholds are. No problem.
So is that complementing the BOCES program? Or
Yes, that's a great question. So we do have a longstanding BOCES enrichment program that takes place in the school district. This summer, as it did last summer, it will take place at Duffield Elementary School. The BOCES program concludes the week prior to this. We certainly didn't want to compete with that BOCES program. It wouldn't be fair. And so this particular program is really occurring at the very tail end of the summer. And so we're really asking a lot of our facilities, workers, because they'll be preparing the building for the opening of the school year, and we'll still be inhabiting the building with the summer program. So I thank everybody in advance for working around the opportunity for our students. But we didn't want to compete with the BOCES program, and so we slid it to the end of the summer. So it's just the week of August 15th and the week of August 22nd, 2 consecutive weeks.
Yes, it is. Very good. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay, any other questions before we vote? No other questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion so carried. So at this point, I need a motion and a second. What is this? What are you saying? What is this? I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion so carried. Good night, and thank you for staying here. You're the only person staying here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.